Hi, welcome back to the FPTC show. I'm Grace Armstrong, and here is Noah Beckley and Braided Banta. Okay, let's get started. So do you have any outside clubs you join besides theater and Thespian?
I do. Well, I am currently in JROTC, where I am part of the Color Guard. I'm also part of Juniorettes, and of course, International Thespian Society. I hope to expand my circle of groups and organizations that I am involved in, though.
How do you feel about working the schedules between all those different types of clubs?
It is a little bit difficult sometimes, but I'm very passionate about everything, especially theater, so I do my absolute best to work around everyone.
Okay. So since theater is the monthly in March, do y'all have any did y'all prepare wear any crazy socks? Since it is Crazy Sock Week.
I did wear crazy socks. However, for some reason I did not have the common sense to wear jeans where you could see them.
Me neither, but we got them.
You have them.
So how did you prepare to become the roles you have?
I went in there not really specifically wanting a certain role, just a part in the show, but I printed off the sample audition he gave us. I went and highlighted it about 3 different colors of certain things. I went and sat at my piano and played every single note to make sure I was hitting them right. So I think I was kind of crazy about it, but it paid off.
How about you?
Well, for one, I listened to those Broadway soundtracks so many times. I knew them like the back of my hand. And then I really, really wanted to be Morticia, so I drew inspiration from a lot of talk show hosts, radio hosts, that very monotoned sound to everything. Because Morticia is very dry, very witty, and she kind of sounds like everything is just devastating. So I wanted to draw inspiration from something that would make that better, just very monotone, very bland.
So did you get the parts y'all wanted? Did you get the...
I did. I did get Morticia, yes. I was very excited when I found that out, and I am super excited because I love my cast. I love exactly how Mr. Russell had the cast list laid out because I think that it'll work perfectly. I think that our dynamic is great.
What do you think about Russell being an awesome director? I'm trying to bring him in the conversation.
I think that he has shown that he is a jack of all trades. He does a little bit of everything, and he is fantastic at it all. He has shown with the Spanish Trail Playhouse that he is an amazing director and business owner, but with CHS, he has definitely shown that he has a passion for theater because he brought theater to life in our schools and made all of these moody teenagers into great actors.
Since some of the cast characters didn't come, how do you feel about working with them?
Oh, I am super pumped. They are so incredible. This is such a talented group of people.
How do you feel about being on the show here today?
It's a really good opportunity because we need a way to voice what we're doing and what we really are, and that we're more than just a club. We're like a family, and we love to spend time in class and outside of class together, and it's just a good opportunity to showcase what we're actually doing.
Okay. Since we'd like to give out a big shout out to some of the people that could not come today, which is Fester and Lucas and all them. Well, I thank you for having us on the talk show. I'm Grace Armstrong with Noah Beckley and Braided Banta. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, Sunshine State. I am Ethan Parker, junior of Chipley High School, member of the theater department, and I'm joined by 2 of our seasoned seniors, Noah Bernicki and Hayden Pavlis.
Thank you.
We are here to talk about the Thespian Society and our upcoming show, of Addams Family. Now, regarding Addams Family, what do you think the main aspect of the show is, Hayden?
Well, I mean, you know, it's all about, obviously it's about the Addams Family, but I think one of the overlying themes is, as you previously said, you know, normalcy. I mean, there's a whole song in there, you know, about, you know, what it is to be normal, what is normal, is there such a thing? But,
just having that one normal night.
Yeah. It's definitely a fun concept to play around and, you know, to toy with and, you know, mess around with on stage and kind of poke at. So, yeah, definitely.
Well, since we're talking about the show, how would you describe the auditioning process that y'all went through?
It was long, to say the least.
Rigorous.
And it had to be so long because Kevin and his co-music directors had to struggle with this because we have such a talented group, and it just came down to who had the best looking and sounding and how they could act, and well, I think that he did it perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's definitely not that anyone isn't talented. I said that, you know, we definitely have a lot of talented people. So, I mean, he told us it was very difficult, and I can imagine so. So, it's all about, you know, he constantly tells us like it's, you know, trying to fit a puzzle together, just trying to find everybody, and not that they're not useful, but just where they fit in together in the equation.
Well, I see that in what he does, and in your opinion, what is the hardest aspect of this show? What do you think is going to be the hardest thing to master?
And probably for me, singing, because I can't sing. I mean, as a lot of you probably
I actually would agree with
have
that.
heard.
The harmonies in this, it's such a dark and just a minor show. Like, it's all about being creepy. So it's got to be that creepy kind of music, and getting everybody to work together and work as hard as we do to get those just right is going to be a pretty difficult process.
So you'd say that the audition process was just to see who would be more inclined to put in more extra work. That way you could get to the minor keys and everything else.
Mm-hmm. And Kevin definitely knows us, so he knows what we're going to do with this show, and he knows who will bring the most to the table.
Exactly.
Well, now that we've talked about the show in general and everything that you think is going to be needed to improved on before it's almost ready to go, in the Thespian Society, what is the all-encompassing goal in it?
A lot of people have said spreading it around, and that's a very good point. But I think something that's just as equally important is getting out there and doing competitions, because we have hair and makeup competitions, we have one-act competitions, we have singing competitions, we have duet competitions. It's not just for the people who want to get out there and act. We have everything under the sun, really, that could be acting, but it's all of the props, the costume design, the lighting, the sound equipment, it's everything.
So
Well,
it's
sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, you know, it's all about competing. You know, I mean, if you have if you've got a football team, or if you've got a basketball team, you don't just play games with each other and then don't go to the next level. It's all about, you know, showing what you can do. I mean, as he said, you don't have to be an actor to, you know, work in shows. You can be you can do hair and makeup, like he said, or, you know, work backstage or move props and all sorts of different stuff. So it's all about, you know, just, you know, pushing yourself, I guess.
So it's more as you're focusing on the journey and the destination at the same time.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because the journey is probably the longest part. For us to have 8 weeks to do a show and then put it on for 2 days is...
Yeah, 8 weeks
Yeah.
flies by.
It does.
Well, now that we've talked about the Thespian Society, what about the previous experiences in the theater department? What would your all-encompassing sentence that you'd say happens whenever you do a show? If that makes
Like,
sense.
One phrase, relief. Because, I mean, you go to auditions, you're very nervous about it, but then the cast list comes out, you're relieved that it's over. You do auditions, and then you're in the show. You do the show, and then it's over, and you're relieved. You're just wanting everything to get over, but it's so fun to do it at the same time.
Yeah. It's really, it's just a wonderful time. Some people are hurt when the cast list comes out. I mean, I know we've both of us have experienced that in the past, definitely. But it's just all about finding where everybody fits in, and eventually it becomes something wonderful, something that we all can show everybody what we can do.
As seniors in this program, how do you want it to end? Like, after you're gone, what do you want to see happen to it?
Well, I've seen the middle school show that just went on, Schoolhouse Rock, and I'm so excited for what they're going to do with it. I mean, we've started this Thespian Society, but we only have a small snowball, but it's at the top of the hill right now, and I just hope it keeps growing.
Yeah, definitely excited for some of the potential, not only the middle school, but also the high school. I mean, for everybody that we're, juniors and sophomores and freshmen, it's definitely, we've got some talented people that for sure that are gonna, keep the torch lit.
All right, since you're talking about the people that are coming into the theater, what would something that you'd want to tell them to make sure they do whenever they come in?
This is a frustrating process, I'll be honest, because there's brick walls that you come up to, but don't let frustration get in the way of you being great, because there's always a way to get around that wall or climb over it, or heck, just bust right through it.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, I guess it's to keep trying, I mean, it's just like anything else, if you don't, just because you don't get the part that you want doesn't mean that you're not, that you're not worth it or that you don't have any talent, but just keep trying, stay out there, stay free.
Now, Hayden, I understand that in Addams Family, you're one of the ancestors, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Would you say that the ensemble part has just as much power in a show as the main characters?
Well, I mean, the main characters are the main characters, but I don't think it's like that. I don't think anyone is more important than each other. I think everybody has a certain role, and when you bring it all together, then everybody becomes important, and the show itself, rather than the people who do it, become more important than the people who are putting it on.
And Noah, you play one of the main, I wouldn't say leads, but you play Mel Bernicki. Is that correct?
Yeah.
In that, what do you think he represents in the show?
Oh, Mel Bernicki? He's just a crotchety old man. He used to be fun, but
So you.
yeah. It's just a turning character. He's probably the one that changes the most during the show, but I won't give away too much. You'll have to come and see to find out.
Yeah.
Well, I am very happy to have you on this show, as we've all had many of things to say. Now I want to bid the people at home a good farewell and you to have a very nice day.
Yeah,
this has been FPTC Today. I am Ethan Parker, he is Hayden Pavlis, and that is Noah Bertishaw. Good day to you.